If you've ever reached the end of a day feeling completely drained, emotionally flat, or strangely exhausted, even though nothing big or dramatic seems to have happened, then this part of the MindCraft journey is especially for you. Because very often it's not what we do that wears us down, it's where our energy and attention are constantly being pulled. And today we're going to gently bring that energy back home. Hi, I'm Dave and welcome to today's MindCraft, where there's a safe space here for caring and overwhelmed minds, especially when life feels busy and overthinking can have a tendency to take over and take away from you your overall sense of well-being. And here we slow things down, with the aim being to find calm and clarity and the opportunity to build a more positive and resilient mindset. And today we're exploring the F in MindCraft: focus your energy. Now, your energy is valuable, and today you decide where it goes. Not through pressure, not through pushing yourself harder, and certainly not through self-criticism, but through self-awareness, recognising you have a choice, and alignment, because your energy, emotional, mental and physical, is one of the most precious resources you have. And how you protect it shapes how safe, calm and capable you feel in your life. And many of us were taught that focus means effort, trying harder, concentrating more, pushing through. But that kind of focus often leads to burnout. And in MindCraft, focus means something very different. Focus is not force, it's not control, it's not discipline through exhaustion. Focus is alignment. It's about noticing where your energy is leaking and gently redirecting it towards what truly matters. And every single day your energy is being spent on conversations, on responsibilities, on worries, on expectations, both external and internal. And some of these are unavoidable, but many drains are subtle, quiet and long-standing. Things like saying yes when you really mean no, replaying conversations in your head, carrying responsibility that isn't truly yours, being constantly available, or holding yourself to impossible standards. And individually they don't seem huge, but over time they do add up, and your nervous system feels that cost. And before we go any further, I'd like you just to take a slow breath in and let it out gently, with a thought in your mind that there's nothing to fix and there's nothing to change, not in this present moment. Just notice how your body feels right now. This awareness you have, this is focus. Now I'm going to invite you into a few gentle reflective questions now, and there's no right or wrong answer and nothing you need to fix. If an answer comes easily, that's fine, and if it doesn't, that's absolutely fine too. Just notice what comes up when I ask these. Okay, so first reflective question: what drains me most right now? Not what should drain you, not what drains other people, just you. It might be a situation you keep bracing for, a role you feel stuck in, a relationship that leaves you feeling depleted, or an internal voice that never seems satisfied. You don't need to analyse it, just simply notice it for now, because having awareness is already a form of protection. And there is nothing wrong with you for feeling drained. It doesn't mean you're weak or failing or not coping. It often means you're caring, conscientious and trying your best, but perhaps for too long without enough space to recharge. And that's why this step matters. Okay, now for the second reflective question, ask yourself gently, what restores me? Even briefly. And notice the wording here. Not what fixes everything, not what makes life perfect, just what restores you, even for a moment. It might be quiet, nature, walking, music, writing, warm drinks, feeling understood, or simply not having to perform. And these moments matter more than we often realise. They're signals to your nervous system that you are safe. And now to a final reflective question: where could a boundary help? And bear in mind, a boundary isn't a wall, it's not rejection, and it's certainly not being selfish. A boundary is a line of self-respect, and it might look like saying not today, taking longer to reply, leaving earlier, explaining less, or giving yourself permission to rest, because boundaries protect energy, and protected energy supports resilience. Now, let's bring this gently into action. Nothing big, nothing overwhelming, just 2 simple choices. First, identify one energy drain to reduce. Not eliminate, not fix forever, just reduce. Something you could soften, shorten, or step back from, even slightly. And second, identify one energy source to protect. Something that nourishes you, something that helps you feel more like yourself. And ask yourself, how can I honour this more consistently? And this matters because when your energy is focused, your body feels safer, your mind becomes clearer, and your emotions feel more manageable, and your decisions become more intentional. So you move from reaction to response, from survival to steadiness. This is quiet strength. Now, I once heard something simple that stayed with me and really helped me to understand the power of focus and the impact of distractions. And I'll call it the teacup story. And it's a story about focus and energy. Now, imagine you're holding a cup of tea, and it's warm, and it's comforting, and it's exactly what you need in this moment. Now imagine that as you're holding it, people keep nudging your arm. Not violently and not deliberately, just small, constant nudges. Someone needs something from you. A message comes in. A worry pops into your mind. You remember something you forgot to do. You replay a conversation. You think about what might happen later. Each nudge is small, but eventually the tea spills. And when it does, you don't say, "Oh, I shouldn't have been holding the tea." You don't say, "I'm useless at holding cups." And you probably don't say, "There must be something wrong with me." You're more likely to say, "That was too many nudges." And this is exactly how energy works. So many caring and thoughtful people blame themselves for feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, or snappy. And they say, "I should be coping better. I shouldn't feel restrained. Other people manage, why can't I?" But the truth is, you're not weak and you're not failing. You've just been holding too much, whilst being nudged from every direction. And your focus hasn't been protected. Now, focus isn't about gripping the cup tighter. It's not about clenching your jaw and saying, "I just need to try harder." Real focus is quieter than that. It's about noticing the nudges. It's about gently stepping back and saying, "I can't stop the world moving, but I can decide what I hold right now." And sometimes focus means putting the cup down for a moment, asking others not to nudge, or choosing a smaller cup. And that's not weakness, that's wisdom. So when you protect your focus, your nervous system relaxes. You stop spilling your energy everywhere. You feel steadier, clearer, more like yourself again. And life doesn't suddenly become perfect, but it does become manageable. And that's really powerful. So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, ask yourself gently, what am I holding and what's nudging me? And remember, focus isn't force, it's alignment. And by alignment, I mean choosing what to give your attention to in a way that respects your energy and reflects what's truly important to you and fits the season of life you're in right now. And when your focus is aligned, things feel calmer and clearer, not because life is easier, but because you're no longer fighting yourself. It's choosing what truly matters and allowing the rest to fall away with kindness. Okay, let's end this with a brief grounding moment, if you will, and gently place a hand where it feels comforting, perhaps your chest or your stomach, and take a slow breath in and let it out. and silently remind yourself, my energy matters. I'm allowed to protect it, and I choose alignment over exhaustion. Now, if our time together here has supported you in any way, a like really helps more people to find this channel, and subscribing means you'll be here with me on the MindCraft journey going forward. And let me know in the comments what landed with you the most. Thank you for being here, and take good and kind care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.